Florida Senator Rick Scott, a member of the Armed Services Committee. And Senator, great to have you on this morning.
Morning, sir. It was fun last night. There was a big crowd. Yeah, there was a big crowd. They were very happy the president was there. They were very happy. He stopped at Tyndall Air Force Base. I asked him to do that, and he did it. And he thanked he thanks those that are trying to work on rebuilding it. So it was an exciting night.
You know, the president is very popular in Florida, well before he actually ran for president. But the state of Florida is so important to both parties. The Democrats are hoping to flip it back to blue. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What are your predictions about Florida and where it's leaning right now?
Well, I think President Trump's going to have a big win for this reason. The economy's on fire, all right? He supports the military, which is a big deal to our state. We have 20 military bases, 3 unified commands. I mean, he's focused on the things that people care about. They care about border security. So you look at what Secretary Azar is doing to try to get drug prices down. So the president's doing his job, and people are going to reward him with a big win in 2020.
What do you think their game plan is to win, though? How are they going to win over the voters that are still sort of undecided, maybe not happy with his presidency for whatever reason?
I think what he's got to do is continue to sell what he believes in. Sell the most important thing we can do is continue to build economy. You know, make sure Russia's not taking advantage of us. Make sure we're keeping our country safe. And then getting out of the Iran deal, working on border security, doing whatever we can to make sure that Maduro leaves Venezuela. All these things fit for Florida. That's what Floridians care about. We're a great melting pot, but we're a melting pot that wants to make it good for everybody.
Close state, you know that. 113,000 votes separated Trump and Clinton in 2016. He's made a lot of visits down there. What we were hearing from folks in the Panhandle who overwhelmingly supported this president 3 years ago, they were not happy with the relief and the recovery after Hurricane Michael back in October. They had a pledge last night of $448 million for that part of the state. And here's how the president addressed that last night in a comparison a little bit to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico got $91 billion, and I understand they don't like me. It's the most money we've ever given to anybody. You look at Louisiana, look at South Carolina, they got hit hard. North Carolina got a piece of it. Georgia, Alabama, these are great places, and they're all getting aid, but the Democrats are trying to stop it.
That first comment about Puerto Rico, some folks have thrown some cold water on that comment about $91 billion. If you have a comment on that, fine. I'd like to hear from you. First on that, then I'll ask you about Florida specifically.
I think everybody ought to be frustrated with what's going on with this disaster relief. We're 211 days since Hurricane Michael hit our panhandle, and it was devastating. A Category 5 storm. All right, the president can't pass a bill for disaster relief. Only Congress. Chuck Schumer, maybe he doesn't care about the panhandle of Florida, maybe he doesn't care about Puerto Rico, but he's not getting this. He's stopping this bill from getting done. It makes no sense to me. We have our military. We got Camp Lejeune. We got Offutt. We've got down there Tyndall. Why doesn't Chuck Schumer care about our military? That's what's going on here. This is Chuck Schumer saying he thinks it's good politics to try to stop this president.
But you, of all people, know as a former governor in that state what it takes to get it done. And for the people that are still looking for answers, what do you tell them?
I told him last night, call Chuck Schumer. Ask Chuck Schumer why he doesn't care about Florida. Ask him why he doesn't care about the panhandle. I made sure in the bill that the Republican Senate proposed that Chuck Schumer stopped, that we had money for Puerto Rico, disaster relief fund, or food nutrition money that was not in there before. I mean, think about this, Bill. After Maria, I went to Puerto Rico and said, what do you need? I worked with FEMA. We opened up relief centers in Florida. Did Chuck Schumer do that in New York? No. Did he get regulations waived? Did people get jobs? The kids could get into schools in New York? No. So he's just now late to the game trying to say, oh, the Democrats care about Puerto Rico when they don't. I mean, what we did, we worried about Puerto Rico. But Chuck Schumer complained when Hurricane Sandy hit, he didn't get his money. It took a whole 74 days. We're 211 days, and it's one person. The president's tried to get this done. It's Chuck Schumer, and everybody ought to call him and say, why don't you care?
We will follow that. Julie, let's go to Cuba
let's just switch gears here. You had said that the U.S. should consider a naval blockade on Cuba to enforce oil sanctions because the existing sanctions meant to basically block the flow of oil. Would the blockade actually stem the tide of oil between Venezuela and Cuba?
Oh, absolutely. First off, let's all understand what's going on. This is man-made. This disaster is man-made by Maduro and the Cuban thugs supporting him, and Russia, and China, and Iran, and Hezbollah. So, but the biggest player here is Cuba. But they're killing, Maduro's killing, and these all are supporting him, killing his citizens. This is genocide. I've been down to the border just 2 weeks ago of Venezuela. The stories are devastating. People sleeping in, moms with 3 little kids getting 1 meal a day, sleeping on the street because they don't have a job and don't have any money. Cuba is the one that's supporting Maduro. His military is not even supporting him right now. So we've got to stop the flow of oil. How can we do that? We've tried the sanctions, and I hope they're working, but there's still oil flowing. Let's blockade the ports.
Well, you may be right about
Cuba.
the facts, but you would take us back to the 1960s. We've not seen that or even talked about it since then. A naval blockade of the island nation.
Absolutely. Well, Bill, let's think about this. We're going to have Syria in this hemisphere. We've got all the bad players, right? If we don't do this now, we're going to do it later. And Cuba is the one that's causing the problems in Nicaragua, in Venezuela. They've caused all the problems in Latin America. And we should have stopped it in the early 60s, and we didn't.
All right, Senator Rick Scott, it was great talking to you this morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Senator. Come on back. Rick Scott, thank you very much. In a moment.